All right. Barstool Rundown, Cyber Monday. Tonight, 6th annual. Hard to believe that. 6th annual Cyber Monday.
Whoa.
Barstool, 20% off the entire store. Live stream starting at 7 p.m. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Sling. You can call in, talk to everybody, buy stuff. We're closing in. So far, it's been a good Black Friday, Cyber Monday. But we always factor a lot for the Cyber Monday, so hopefully everyone comes in, buys, and supports us. So that'll start at 7. I haven't been on the rundown in forever. I'm in the office, so I figured I'd just, join, and then we had a ragtag crew of guys here. So let's get into it. I saw, Tommy, you didn't think I'd be on it. You arranged the subject. You had NFL 1, bunch of things. I'm going to start actually in college football. I think that's probably the place to go.
Is it?
In Michigan.
It was a huge NFL Sunday.
We talked a little bit earlier, Ev. There's a couple things. I can't call you fat anymore because you have nothing. Like when you're the big bully, like, oh, you fatso, Ohio State can't do. So in that regard, you win because I'm not going to say it because you are
I have a feeling that's not going to last long.
No, well,
I'd rather just be called fat.
You're a helpless weakling who got, and this is the part about the Michigan game that I think we're overlooking here. They just didn't beat them. They beat them in the most primal, man, bully way. Like, I told you, we punched you in the nose, you fell down, got up, punched you in the nose, and eventually you didn't even get up. It was like, we're going to run between the tackles for 10 yards every play. You could put 40 men in the box. You didn't have men. You had women. We had men, and we dominated.
That's an ill way to speak on women.
I don't. Well, no, women
not,
wouldn't be able to stop
women
our
are
runner,
strong.
and neither could you.
Women are strong too.
Well, it was a violent, brutal attack on everything you still hold dear.
I'm not even going to brag about how we humiliated, emasculated, dominated Ohio, how Ohio doesn't belong on the same field with us. I'm not even going to talk about it. My eye is on the big trophy. BCS, here we come. We're going to win the fucking natty. We're going to win the fucking natty. And Ev is still fat, and Rico's still an idiot, and Ohio State's a bunch of little girls. Man football, they couldn't stop it. Enough about Ohio. I want Georgia. I want Georgia next.
It was Harbaugh. Harbaugh's back.
Stanford.
Yeah,
it was
Harbaugh bully
Stanford.
ball.
And people are saying it's the beginning of the 10-year war again when Woody Hayes showed up. I don't even know, because that quote that Harbaugh had, some guys are standing third and think they hit a triple. Ryan Day, I'm sure I found out over Thanksgiving. I didn't even know. So he actually, a kid who graduated at Swampscott High School a couple of years, the quarterback, he roomed with him at UNH. And once I heard that, I'm like, oh, he's not so special. And then
who said the story about him not being nice at Saratoga? Oh, Cons. So
really?
Ryan Day didn't say thank you for drinks at Saratoga.
That's a rumor. I mean, we don't know if that's true or not.
I got to be honest.
He could have just not heard him. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
that was brutal.
I didn't like it. I mean, they ran the ball down our throats. It was tough.
Emasculated. I was wondering at Ohio State, and it is. I used the analogy to him earlier today. It's like when Canada lost like the World Cup. Like Ohio State has nothing without football. You're just a cold, barren, desolate, miserable place.
I mean, we come from the same cloth where, like, I don't, like, claim – I grew up in New York. I don't, like, claim I'm an Ohio State guy.
You can't do that now.
But he's, like, shitting on, like, the state of Ohio. Like, he didn't grow up in the state of Michigan.
No. Don't get me – I like Cleveland. Outside of LeBron, I'm just talking about Columbus, Ohio State.
It was tough. It was really tough. I explained it to you earlier when we talked about it. I said I was going to Ohio State in 2014. I went there in 2015, 2018. I don't know a world where I lost to Michigan until now.
And I
don't know how to
That's
handle
why,
it.
honestly, Dave, like I threw this out there after the game. I have a couple moments I want to share with you because the stream was very funny. But after the game, I threw out there, and it was like kind of a joke, but not really a joke. Like, Urban Meyer should just be like, I'm coming back. Like, I don't stand for this. Ryan Day, you're an assistant again. Well, we don't lose to Michigan.
In fairness,
like, Urban Meyer could do that, right?
Well, in fairness, you asked me if Day left who I wanted to come back. I said Urban.
Yeah, and I actually think that the way you guys lost, you should fire Ryan Day.
Well, that's it. And I'm not just – it's the fashion that they lost.
Right.
Like, they just got bullied. And as we're saying, there was nothing like – it could have been worse. Like Ohio State in years past, it looks like Michigan had 3 guys on defense. Like even the plays Ohio State got, there was a great catch on the touchdown. The drive, the guy caught it off his back. Like everything was a war, and we were just up the middle 10 yards. And I'll say this, and I don't know, Dan, this is your opinion too. I think there's a chance Michigan just clicked into gear.
No, it's scary because I was texting you, Dave, over the weekend. I was like, they're going to be favored in their next 2 games, most likely, for a shot at the national title against
probably.
Georgia.
And
they will.
Probably.
No, and Georgia has killed everybody, but the SEC, they didn't kill Clemson when Clemson was terrible, and Georgia's clearly the number 1 team. But if Michigan, and I think it's a possibility, I know I was talking to Westy, Barstool Sportsbook has them at 5-1, I think, to win the national title.
Yeah.
If they win the whole thing, Ohio State can't even come back with we won. It's almost equal all of a sudden.
Well, no, I said it to you earlier. If Michigan
what do you
won,
think if Michigan wins the whole
I said
thing?
we'd have to win a national title to get it back.
It's very
I
dangerous
agree.
because I'm very conflicted because I'm legitimately happy for Harbaugh, and I also think that you can't have a rivalry if one team just never wins. That was an awesome.
But
no, I'm saying in the last decade.
Yeah,
it didn't. Ohio State, it was just time and time again. So I bet on Michigan. I love when a rivalry flips like that. But we're in a dangerous spot where if they win their next 3 games, we got a big problem with him.
Yeah.
A big problem.
not only that,
It's going to be
I think the Patriots are going to win the
KMS.
Super Bowl.
Yeah,
all of us, KMS.
I've already accepted
because
that. I've
he's
been on the
going to be
Patriots
train.
he's
double.
going to be
Yeah.
a tough pill to swallow.
I threw this out there, Dan.
We might have to become Business Insider moles.
It's my only play after this.
I threw this out there, and I'm planning on trying to do it. If Michigan wins a national championship and the Patriots win the Super Bowl,
Tweeting you deserve this was so fucking. It just probably made so many people. That's what people don't realize. The heel shtick. You're like, if anyone, I deserve this.
if I get the double, I'm going to try to throw a parade for myself in the Canyon of Heroes, for real. The first ever fan parade, because in '76, I guess Pitt and the Steelers won, so I guess there must have been some, but I don't even think of Pitt as for a prominent fan to have both their football teams win in one season. Wow, that's parade worthy.
Oh my
and
God!
I honestly, we'll see what happens with Iowa. I think Iowa's decent. But
no, you'll kill Iowa.
They're gonna roll.
Well, we'll
roll
see.
them.
If Michigan, you know how teams click at the end of the
Yeah.
I think they may have just
No, their
done.
pass
that's
rush.
the
I
case-
was saying to him, so the 2 moments that were great, Big Ev didn't fully realize he was in trouble. You know when you're watching a game and you're like, oh, you're in trouble, and he just didn't realize it. He didn't realize their pass rush is just so fucking good that the Ohio State was in trouble before he even realized it. He got punched in the face. He's like, I'm good, I'm out. And the other one was Rico. With 5 minutes left, was just hammering his phone trying to cash out Ohio State -6.5.
Stunning.
For what? A nickel?
Yeah.
It was dude, this has been gone for, he had them first half, he had team total, he had Ohio State -6.5 for 7 units. He's just going like this. This fucking app. I'm like, Rico, you can't cash out when the game's over.
Also, you very aware. We've been talking gambling vibes a lot. It was set up. Because I
Well, it
would
was-
have been there if Walker didn't.
Yeah,
fuck
no,
everything up.
I bet on Michigan money line because I was like, the only Dave not being here is why Michigan is going to win this game.
It was the perfect storm of vibes against me, from you not being there to Rico having 1 million units on it to Captain Cons being there, thus turning Rico into a dark cloud
He was
of
a
vibes
mute.
sitting
Yeah.
next
He was
to
a
me.
mute. He didn't
was a mute
speak.
as we couldn't stop the run. It was everything combined.
There
it was
is
the Brandon
nothing-
Walker thing. It was all
There is
vibes
nothing
against me.
more frustrating than not being able to stop the run.
Yes.
When you have just not no matter what they did, they got 10 yards.
What do you think has more to do with this? Dave not being here or Rico putting 10 units on Ohio State every which way?
Both are bad.
I'm saying it's not a good combination. Unstoppable force versus the immovable object.
And the ghost of Brandon Walker.
And it felt like we even still we weren't stacking the box. We were choosing not to go that route. I called it out on the last touchdown.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no linebackers. I was like, they leave a 4-down lineman. There's no one in that
Yes.
middle level. And then they scored a touchdown that play. I was like, it's over. And that was the game. That was the touchdown that ended the game. It was over.
Did you plant Cons on purpose?
No,
to
Cons
neutralize?
asked. No, Cons asked.
I was thinking that was like a Godfather
That's
2
what I
move
thought you.
when
I was like, when he walked in, I was like, this is a
he flew his
Dave
brother from
masterclass.
Italy.
No,
You're
yeah,
like,
no.
I know
thought you
he's
were
gonna
like,
shut up.
Army's
if he's
on at
sitting
12.
there.
Come by if you want.
Nope.
big game against Liberty.
The also, I don't know, Dan, you were in the yet. Did you see? I thought this is also a very nice gesture by me. I reached out to the Bosa brothers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so Nick and Joey, both West Coast guys, both Barstool guys. So I sent them a nice DM Saturday. Guys, I know you are both on the West Coast. Barstool is hosting the Arizona Bowl. Usually Mountain West versus MAC teams, but maybe I can squeeze Ohio State in there. Would you guys be available for the ceremonial coin flip?
Have they responded?
Yeah, Nick did.
Nick did.
He just laughed, but he sounded amenable to it.
Yeah, sounds like we might do it. That'd be a good get for us.
It would.
If Ryan Day's still there. He might be interim coach. Listen. Urban Meyer never lost to Michigan.
No, he didn't.
Urban Meyer never lost to Michigan.
I just think this signals a real shift in what's about to happen. And again, I think there's a legitimate chance Michigan wins the national championship.
I think they're going to be there. I think they're going to be in the national championship for sure. I've already put them in national title.
I mean,
they're not losing. I don't think Cincy's that good. I think
Yeah,
Oklahoma State's pretty good, but I still think Michigan's better.
Yeah.
that Oklahoma State not kicking the extra point, that killed me. I don't know what they were doing. I had Oklahoma State minus.
Well, they're trying to
1.5.
get 6.
But why?
Because then you can maybe get a miss. You can block an extra point.
Yeah, but
You'd
there was
rather be
enough.
up
There was enough
or they miss
time.
it.
If you have 5, it would have been up 5, right?
Yeah.
Did you have Oklahoma State money?
Yeah, I had
So
a
because
4.
we talked about it earlier, I said in my brain the whole drive, I knew they were going
Field
to
goal.
go
Oh, me too. Yeah.
I
wanted
said like they're going to go
Because
for 2.
there's 5 is a dead number. 6 is
It
the
is.
number.
That's what I said.
5's
Yeah.
not because
He said,
a field
I
goal
understand the
wins.
field goal, you get up 8, or if they.
There's still like 6 minutes.
6 is you want to always go. You always go up 6 if you can.
That's how I felt
I
about
want
it
it.
too.
Oh, always.
Because if they score a touchdown, and
Yeah, you're basically playing. They score a
you
touchdown,
have, like,
you
a
can maybe
little
block an extra
1%
point.
out of, yeah,
or
the
if they
missed
kick
extra
2
point.
field goals, you're not dead.
but there was like 6 or 7 minutes.
Right, but I never the entire drive, like Big Ev said, I was like,
Well,
So they're going to go for 2 if
That's
they score.
crazy. But if you think about what is more likely to happen, if you go up 5, they're going to score. They're going to go for 2, right?
They would,
They would
yeah.
to make
Yeah.
it 3. So that it is more likely they score a touchdown, and then you have the chance.
But if you go up 6, then you not only can maybe block an extra point, but if you then can win with a field goal.
yeah, but
6 is always better than
I
than
just like
fi-
I just
five
I
means-
just
5 means
assumed the whole
nothing.
time like
no,
they're
no,
going
no,
to go
yeah.
for 2.
No.
Because
This is
4
gonna
and
turn
5
into
is
a
basically
math
the same.
If they all right, they are up 5.
Yeah.
The other team comes down with Oklahoma. They score a touchdown,
Yeah.
right?
So that's 1.
they're up now up 1. They're
Up
going to
1.
go for 2.
Yeah.
So you either field goal either wins or ties based on what happens, but you make them go for 2. If you don't kick the extra point, which they did,
You're up 4.
4. They
kick,
score.
Yeah, they kick an extra point. They're up 3.
right. So
Right,
now,
but you're still within a field goal.
yep, it's the difference. You theoretically could have either won or tied. Now you have to kick a field goal to tie.
Yeah, but I don't
what
think
is
anyone.
what is a touchdown? So if
They're saying basically
You have a little bit of an out on the extra
you have a
point,
chance of an extra
plus
point
winning on a
being
field
missed.
goal.
Yeah, you have a chance
they
of an extra
score.
point being missed. To
yeah,
be up
but
6.
but you still could do that the other way.
If you just
No, you tie.
Yeah, it would only be a tie if they just kicked
Right,
the extra
versus
point
a win.
and then Oklahoma scored a touchdown, got the 2.
Right, versus a win. I just think that I think it's far more unlikely when you do that in the touchdown that you're.
But I wasn't shocked at all. Like that was exactly what I always think. The
I just
team
feel like they
goes to
always
6.
do in that
Yeah.
situation. Yeah,
Yeah,
like 4 or
'cause
5.
4s, yeah.
They always choose 6 over
I don't
like
like
just
it.
like 5.
Iron Bowl was awesome too.
Yeah, I was in Miami for the first time, so I didn't have like I missed some of the Iron Bowl. I forget what I was doing after the Michigan game. I must have gone and done something, so I missed some of the Iron Bowl. What was I fucking doing? I don't remember. It looked like what they scored? Did they score on like a miracle play?
So what happened was, I actually don't blame Tank Bigsby, the Auburn player. So Auburn stopped Alabama with like 1:40 left, and Alabama had 1 timeout left. And Auburn ran the ball on either first or second down, ran it for like 8 yards, and the Alabama player basically tossed the Auburn player out of bounds, so it stopped the clock. They saved 40 seconds. Then they got the ball. Alabama got the ball on their own 3-yard line with like 50 seconds left.
Great punt. The guy, insane punt, pinned him deep.
But it's also why I love like that the clock stops after a first down because you can always come back from that.
They're not great. That would have created chaos. If they lost.
Yes.
Well, they're going to probably lose anyways and not be in.
I don't understand that line.
You think
like six and a
yeah,
half.
so it actually wouldn't probably matter.
I don't understand that line.
The one thing I will say though, Bryce
That's
Young,
Alabama.
I think he was really good.
He was good. Well,
He
no,
just
but
wa-
no.
I know he wasn't good up
but
until
he wasn't.
then. He wasn't, but then when they needed him to be, he
But
was.
everyone's like, he
Just
had
watch-
a Heisman moment. He was like 22 for 50.
But just watching that drive, he just
Yeah.
was so like
That drive-
just such a smooth operator. Like he just was so like calm and
I
so
don't
like.
remember what the fuck I was doing.
I'm
when I
thinking
watched that. I
about
was
making
probably
that my game of the
celebrating.
month.
Really?
I think
That you
I
like
don't
Georgia?
know how Alabama's going to block Georgia, and I know everyone's. I think it's going to be one of those rare cases where the dog and like
It's gonna be public.
is going to be public because everyone's going to be like Saban plus 7.
Well, I think
I agree with
it's gonna
that.
get up to 7.5.
That's also the time where it's like
Oh.
you could see Alabama as an underdog like rise up.
But
When's
did
the
you-
last time they were an underdog?
But we always talk, Dave, about like coaches like Harbaugh specifically being like when Harbaugh knows he's got his
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Saban, did you see that speech he did last week?
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
he
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, when I got here, we were happy
Yeah,
to win a
yeah,
game.
yeah.
That felt like I got a team that
Like a
probably
loser,
isn't going to
yeah.
beat Georgia.
Loser mentality.
Yeah, right.
Lincoln Riley, sticking with college football, off to Oklahoma, off to USC from Oklahoma. My main takeaway on that, obviously, you can't get that worked up about coach changes anymore because players can do the same thing now.
Mm-hmm.
But I really don't know what USC sees in Lincoln Riley.
He's a really good recruiter.
young.
He's gotten it like it's an interesting fit because the best players on Oklahoma have been from California.
Yeah.
So they're like, he's going to go to California and just keep
But
those
Oklahoma's
guys.
not good.
But they're
good,
I think they'll be
but-
good in the Pac-12. I think it's a.
Do you think that played into it?
Yeah,
You
oh,
just
yeah.
want
I think,
everything.
I think it's a lifestyle move / don't want to go to the SEC
Right.
where you went from the top dog in the Big 12 every year, regardless whether
Correct.
you're a real national title contender, where you go to SEC, you're literally a middle of the road team
Yes.
potentially. Where now he can run the Pac-12. He can win 8 games next year. He's good. If they win the Pac-12 every few years, maybe they're like elite years. They're like a college football playoff team. He's like a god there forever.
Yep. I
Considering
agree.
where they're at right now.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't get to decide that the Oklahoma's going to SEC. That was
Right.
above his pay grade.
I don't blame. I think it was kind of crazy. If I think I read that he was telling Oklahoma like that he was staying like.
Well, did you see what he did? He said he's not going. He's
Not
not going to be the next
going to
coach at
LSU.
LSU.
Yeah, I saw that.
And
but
I listened to that. Did you listen to the clip?
Yeah, he was like, I'm not
he
going to
cut
LSU.
the guy
Next
off
question.
his question to basically say he's not going to LSU before the guy could ask anything about USC.
Hold up, Gary. I'm not going to be the next head coach at LSU.
But he also, never mind that, he was telling Oklahoma that they were going to work through everything almost the night or the morning of the switch.
Mm-hmm.
I will say one thing, and I don't begrudge him. And players can do it now too. I think, and it would make it much harder. Coaches should not be able to take recruit like.
Oh yeah, he's taking.
That's what I was
everyone.
going to say.
He's taking
I-
everyone.
that's
I think he's
bullshit.
going to take like
Yeah.
Caleb Williams.
Oh, he's
as
going to take
long as he
everyone. Well,
wants
no,
to.
because they have
Jackson Dart.
and
the
Malachi,
number 2, yeah,
Oh,
number one
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
That to me is bullshit. You recruit somebody
I'd
one way
agree.
and leave them like holding. Now the players.
He's going to take everyone.
The
though.
players shouldn't have to go to Oklahoma, but you shouldn't go to USC.
But he will.
Like a
Especially,
teacher.
I think I saw like
No, totally.
Oklahoma's
It's a pretty,
20,
honestly, pretty easy sell to say come to LA.
Oklahoma's 2023 class had like 4 guys that were 5 stars from California.
Yeah.
That he's just gonna. They're all gonna go to USC.
I'm telling you,
now.
the kid that's playing quarterback at USC that he played against BYU, I thought he looked pretty
Jackson
good.
Dart?
Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
He's young. I thought he looked good.
Egg Bowl.
Put my goddamn tablet on you, fat cross-eyed fuck!
So another Egg Bowl victory from Mincy, and I know Walker doesn't believe in vibes, but
He got mean.
yeah. It said he apologized for being too mean. What did he say?
Well, it was like.
He's a mean guy.
Yeah,
He's,
he's a
I
rude
think
guy.
there was,
He's
there
rude
was
in
a
the office.
couple cross-eyed fucks I think got thrown
That
out.
was fine. I thought it was when he was like, "You have no talent." He's like, I have to carry this stream. You have no talent."
You know,
like shit like that.
You know who's standing on third thinks he hit a triple guy?
Yeah.
Walker. One of the all-time.
Like that was to me like I hit him saying like making fun of Mincy's weight or like that's whatever. That's just trash talk. But being like matter of factly like you have no talent. That's just like
Well,
a
I think that
dickhead
was
thing to
I
say.
think that was a shot after. I think that was ego hit when Dave said there's 3,000 Brandon Walkers running
Yeah,
around the
oh,
South.
yeah.
I think that was a hit on Brandon's ego.
That's a fact.
that he lashed out at Mincy because of that.
And Mincy's like the nicest guy ever. I mean, he's a weirdo, Like, he's a weirdo.
He's
He'll admit it. He's a
he's an
weirdo.
oddball.
we hired
He says
him
it.
based on a crazy dance.
When he follows me into the fucking bathroom to like continue conversations, I had to tell him to stop. And like he said afterwards, he's like, I'm working on like my social interactions. Like, Mincy, I'm a fan of you. Like, we're good. Just don't follow me when I'm taking a piss.
If you had a wild card for the playoffs, Ole Miss would be it for me.
Yeah, this is a 12.
Well,
we were
he
saying,
said it
yeah.
probably would have been like Ohio State, Ole Miss,
Which
would have been like a
unbelievable.
12-team playoff matchup.
I do think if you ask Brand Walker, like when Barstool started, his date
Yes.
would be the day he was. I don't think he knows
2018,
we were around
2019.
for like 20 years before he came
Yes,
here.
yes.
So that's the college football roundup.
I mean, Wisconsin sucks. Whatever. We punted from the opponent's 35.
Yeah.
I'm actually like in a weird way relieved. We wouldn't have beaten Michigan. It would have sucked for me. We would have had to go to Indy.
I got to figure out everything because we do have a couple. I got to just figure out my entire schedule basically. All right, so that is college football. Now moving to the NFL, and the hottest team in the league is the New England Patriots.
Wait, all three of our teams won this weekend.
We did.
Yeah.
Giants are on there. We're
Congratulations to you guys.
a graphic team now.
Yeah.
You're in the hunt.
We're in the
Everyone's
hunt.
in the hunt.
We're in the hunt team. I think last night on Sunday Night Football they put it up. It was literally in the NFC in NFC. It was every team was in the hunt besides two.
Yeah. Behind
Giants are
the
it's
Seahawks
all-
and Lions.
yes,
Giants are
it's
4 and
all-
7
it's
on
all
the graphic.
mashed.
Are you nervous about anyone? I mean, next Monday's going to be great.
I think the NFC has good teams, and I think.
But I'm saying in the AFC.
no.
Shout out, I did say on PMT, shout out Jimmy Pitaro. We don't like to shout out ESPN, but once they got that fucking joker out of their skipper, they finally start getting good Monday Night Football games.
Yeah.
I was like, the next Monday night would have been the Texans and the Colts if Skipper was still there. Instead, we get the Bills and the Patriots.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard. I mean, look,
Chiefs, Ravens. Lamar was so bad.
he's
So bad.
I mean, he's terrible.
so bad.
I tuned in. I flew home last night, so I watched like the second half. So I tuned in right when he had like the backpedal touchdown, and then a couple runs. I didn't even know he had 4 interceptions.
Yeah,
The way
he
they were
was-
talking about him,
No, it's
I
bad.
thought he had his like Heisman game. And,
Yeah.
like,
No,
and then
it's
it's
very
like
bad.
4 ints. So, but I mean, the Ravens are good. It's the same with the exception of Steelers disappearing. Chiefs are obviously will be like the Patriots. I don't think are going to crush everybody in the playoffs, but they would be my. If I had to pick who's going to the Super Bowl, gun to head, no bias, I'd pick the Patriots.
I think I would too. I just defense run the ball. It plays everywhere all
I
year.
took Juden. As dumb as Che is, and he is dumb.
So what's his ceiling? Brady's.
Tom Brady is old. Tom Brady can look at a defense instantly and know where to go with the football. Mac Jones isn't there yet. He's not a super.
Yeah, but you said he has a ceiling, like he'll never be there. Is that what that implies that? Or is his ceiling unlimited?
His ceiling is limited.
Is limited.
Mac Jones' ceiling is
So
limited.
he'll never be able to do what Brady does.
Different games. Correct.
And did he say anything based on the fact that
Oh, he said he'd take Herbert over Mac Jones now.
Still.
Yeah. Oh, is that already happening? No, Herbert.
yeah.
Oh, he always said that?
Yeah, well,
okay,
he-
got it.
They've been laying some fucking eggs
He'd
too.
take
They lost
everybody.
at Denver
He'd take
last
everybody.
week.
He'd take everyone,
yesterday.
yeah.
I did take Matt Juden plus 1,800 to win NFL Player of the Year.
Defensive
defense.
player.
He should. I don't know that he will.
Trayvon Diggs would be tough if he
He's
gets,
fallen,
If he
though.
keep, I know, but if he gets like
Miles
if he ends up
Garrett
with
has a lot
like
of sacks,
12 or
too.
13
Garrett's
picks.
the favorite.
He's got like
Yeah.
14 or 15 sacks, I think.
But the Browns are playing like shit. The Patriots are. It was some.
Wait, Tommy, are you thinking Giants?
Yeah, no, I'm convinced they'll. I mean, I wasn't even thinking about division, but wild cards definitely.
That was
in
such a
play.
Giants win yesterday.
No,
I said
they'll-
every time they've been 3 or 4 point dogs at home after a bad performance, they've won.
It's
Yeah.
a Thanksgiving tradition where like me, my uncle, and cousin will watch the Cowboys lose on Thanksgiving and be like, you know what? If the Giants win 5 out of 6, we have the NFC.
Yes. Yeah.
the
Scrappy.
Steelers are dead.
Dead.
Poor Jersey Jerry.
Dead.
Bucks Colts. I was in the air for that. Tough to watch it. No, I wasn't. I didn't have the game.
You got
I'm
screwed.
out of whack.
He had it too. I had the
Brutal.
Bucks, so I got lucky.
They were playing for a field goal.
Yeah,
Busted them.
I was expecting
It was the
a
Oklahoma
push.
Texas over. They were
Yeah.
playing for a field goal, except for it
Yes,
would have been a
you're
push.
right.
Except for that would have been a win. This was fighting for a push. but
Yes.
they were playing for a field goal. He just busted it. Bad
Terrible
tackling.
because my pick after would have been the Packers, but I was basically responsibly out of money. Packers won. They look good. So right now, what are your guys' playoff predictions?
In the NFC, I think the two teams, it's Packers and Cardinals 1 and 2, and then I would say the Bucks are the third team that I'm like, that's a Super Bowl team.
Bucks are still the favorite.
Yeah, I still think the Packers are playing better. Like
Their
Why
defense is
would
playing
the Packers
well.
Too? What was up with that line yesterday?
I think because Rodgers' broken foot and shit, or broken toe. The Bucks, like if you watch that whole game, Brady looked off. He looked off in
Especially
the first half.
yeah,
He looked
bad.
very bad. And their defense still like has guys that need to get healthy. And then the AFC, to me, it's just the Patriots and the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs, people have forgotten about the Chiefs, and the Chiefs' defense has played really well recently. They had a bye week after that Dallas win. Like the Chiefs
the defense
feel
is
like
better.
they're kind of rounding into form.
I could still see the Bills rebounding from this midseason malaise and be like a contender.
Yeah, although who got hurt? Tre'Davious White got hurt.
Yeah, I think he's out for the year.
That's
a big
one of their
loss.
best players. Yeah.
Kareem Hunt Sr. criticized second dad to criticize Baker. I mean, the Browns.
Everyone just picks on.
Apparently, he
Baker.
was on Facebook just going wild last night.
Really?
That's what I haven't even seen it. That's just what it was on Twitter that he was just going nuts on. Coincidentally, also his name is Kareem Hunt Sr.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then we had this great meltdown. If you guys, I don't know if you saw the video, maybe not. Did you see it? It was the father. Here, play this. Very funny. After the Cowboys lose.
I already like it.
Do we have sound?
They ain't done yet.
You need to stop.
Joe, this your Thanksgiving right here. Right there.
You need to
You
stop.
been ragging me all game, man.
This don't make sense.
Stop walking up on me, bro.
This don't make no sense.
Stop walking up on me, bro. You those noodles up on me.
Then they just standing there.
What?
What is-
smooth? What? Smooth? What?
What? Calm down.
Stop.
They lost.
Bro, I don't care about no Thanksgiving. And that food was nasty.
And the baby sleep.
Your macaroni disgusting, Maya.
Baby is sleep.
Your macaroni disgusting, Maya.
I thought it was pretty good.
And your turkey wasn't done.
So cause the Cowboys
Stick to
lost.
doing hair.
Cause the boys lost.
Stick to doing hair.
Now you want to go off on everybody else. Because
Now you gonna hurt her feelings.
He's been holding that back.
Oh yeah.
It's great too because, like, if the Cowboys win the game, that's just a great Thanksgiving
Yeah.
family. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Happily ever
everything's
after.
fucking
Yeah,
peaches and cream.
Macaroni's nasty.
Yeah.
Chicken tastes like wood. He did like that old rap song, like Rapper's Delight. Very good. I mean, that's Thanksgiving Day football.
It's the best. It really is. I was thinking about it because I got fucking killed all week. But it's like all my memories of Feast Week are just, watching that UConn game. Like that was. I was watching it on my phone at the
that was
park
one of the best basketball
with my
games I've
son.
ever seen. I was sitting in my parents' house, the UConn Auburn college.
Oh my God.
It was
Every call was going against him too.
unbelievable that at the end of the game, the ball was blatantly off Auburn.
And when the guy
they
broke the
reviewed
stress,
it. They reviewed it.
When he broke the press,
broke
the
the press,
first
he just-
overtime, he
he
just
just
fucking
threw
gave
it.
him the ball.
Yeah, crazy.
Insane.
And the thing with that guy is, I think that guy didn't have $1 on that game either.
No, that was just
pure
fandom.
fandom.
Yeah,
Pure
yeah.
Cowboys
Yeah,
fandom.
yeah.
Speaking of which, we need to. Part of like what hopefully we can eventually get to is like today there should be a college hoops tournament.
Big
The
time.
day after, the Monday
Yeah,
after
big
Thanksgiving,
time.
everyone's just like
Cyber
down in
Monday.
the
Yeah,
dumps.
yeah.
Like a
just
2
fucking-
p.m., 4 p.m.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Barstool Sports Store Cyber Monday
Yeah,
tournament.
Maybe we do that.
And the Monday after Super Bowl.
Yep.
There should be a college basketball game at 11 a.m.
Yep.
Monday after Super Bowl.
The Mets. Meet the Mets. Even Frank has started to turn. The Mets signed Max Scherzer. Huge signing. And by the way, so I'm still.
Are you smiling?
I think my favorite was this. He was like Scherzer, Marte. He just said, "Okay."
Are you smiling, Frank?
Want Baez.
Are you smiling?
Well, they're making some moves in the right direction.
Okay.
I mean, usually the Mets go in, make a offer, and then go, okay, well, this is too rich for my blood. Yeah, we're gonna sign Jared Eichhoff over here.
Wait, so at 0 to 10, 0 being like you're, resting hatred for the Mets even though you love them, and 10 being like as happy as you could be, where are you?
7.7.
Whoa!
Okay, that's actually higher.
Wait,
that's higher than I thought he
where's
would
10
say.
games over 500, Frank?
Buried.
No. When you're 10 games over 500.
Well, there was only for 2 seconds.
I know,
last year.
but where were you? What was that on the scale?
That was about a 6.8.
Okay. Wow. So you're happier than that because I still like an all-time Frank moment was this summer. He walked in, happiest I've ever seen him, like whistling, so happy, and I was like, "What's up, Frank?" He's like, "Something about being 10 games over 500," and then they just never
Puts a
work.
pep in the step. Yeah, it's a huge signing. I don't know what to think on him because I have my own rivalry with Steve Cohen that I think he's maybe out to get me, and I couldn't take it anymore. Kevin's probably the one involved in it too, knowing him. Like he sucks his dick so much. But I finally reached out. I DM'd him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I DM'd him.
And what'd you say? You're like, please stop?
No, I said, will you come on the Dave Portnoy show?
And what'd he say?
Where we got? All right, so I said, hey, Steve, you ever interested in coming on podcast? Wide range interview. Mets are dust up over AMC rumors. I've heard you behind a lot of the hit pieces. Won't be ambush. I'm fair when people come on. Life is fascinating whether you hate me or don't hate me. It'd be a good interview. He said, Dave, come on. Do you really think I'm behind the hit pieces against you? I've got no axe to grind or the time to even think about this stuff. I don't believe that.
That's a great answer.
I still want him on because even at worst case, maybe I'd befriend him. He can stop.
That's a great.
That would be good.
Yes.
That would be like the evil empire rising and becoming more powerful.
Just get your goons off of me. That's all I need.
Congrats, Frank.
Yes, big signing. I will say that I smell like major injuries to that staff.
Yeah, don't say that, Dave.
I do.
Yeah, don't do that. Frank can do that himself.
DeGrome's always hurt, and
But
Scherzer's
Scherzer,
100.
but here's the thing with Scherzer.
he's
Yeah, Scherzer's one of those guys.
Dead
We've
on.
had this. No, but we've had this discussion, Dave, back in the Madison Bumgarner, Clayton Kershaw debates back in the day. Scherzer is. Like, if you had to list who you want on a Game 7, like, mound, he's probably top of the list.
No doubt.
Of just, like, dudes that are, like,
No doubt.
they got a nasty streak to them. You're
No
like,
doubt.
that guy's a fuck you.
Agreed.
I'm going out there
They
and
said
going to
they
shove it.
can't, the day before it started,
Well,
they can't
we should
even talk to
also
him.
Yeah.
not forget the Yankees made a big signing today. They signed Jose Peraza.
Oh, and there we go.
Right in
I do-
Tommy's face.
I do love, though, I really do love having, like, if you can get a number one ace who's got a mean streak to him.
Well,
it changes your the dynamic routine.
The playoff answer, it's oversimplified, but, like, if you told a guy in the playoffs he can only throw a fastball.
Right.
Like, those are the guys that it's Scherzer, it's Schilling, it's Bumgarner.
Right.
The guys that rely on a little bit of the fancy and picking, whether it be a Greg Maddux or the curveball, those guys don't do as well.
Yeah.
Last one, Kim Jong-Un, who I thought was dead.
He did die.
So
Oh,
he's-
that's not him. Yeah, he's dead. That's definitely not him.
So-
holy shit.
They just brought another one?
That's definitely not him.
He died.
He looks
No,
totally
it's
different.
certainly not him.
He looks totally
Yeah,
different.
he's shorter. His face is
maybe it's
rounder.
maybe it's
Totally different.
Maybe it's a leather trench coat, which he is now banning in North Korea because it's his look and his look alone. He doesn't want anybody. It's great look on him. Whether we're saying that's not him, I don't know. I almost am positive is like it was reported it wasn't.
He was dead
did he
for a
die?
while.
He died.
Yeah.
But he likes the leather trench coat. I love that move, and that's the advantage of being a dictator, I guess.
That's
Yeah.
kind of like when you got that coat and then Brett wore the coat.
Yeah.
And then
Ruined
you
it.
stopped wearing it.
Ruined it.
Sausage did that to me with a shirt.
Sausage did that to me with the hotel.
Yeah.
I was at the one hotel in Miami, and I saw him floating around the pool. I puked. I haven't been back since. Literally. It's like,
He stole a hotel from
he stole my hotel.
You can't stay there anymore.
Yeah, I haven't stayed at the hotel. I was like, oh my God, I got to get out of here. You know, sitting just at the thing and see him float right by. Like, wow. This story, which will come out, I guess it's on the run that you asked about Thanksgiving. I ruined Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Tell us about how high
People
you
don't
got.
even understand how high I was.
I from 100 and, what is it, 125?
150.
That's a lot.
So-
That's a lot for
That's
someone who's not
I'm
eating
not
edibles
a
all
No, I
the
think
time.
that's a lot.
No, that's
No, I think it's a lot for anybody.
I
But,
think it's a lot for
but I'm
anybody.
saying especially someone
No,
who's
no.
not smoking, eating edibles all the time.
That's a lot for everybody. So Stu gave me these punch bars, 4 of them. They're like chocolates,
what
like
they are,
this
yeah.
big. And he handed it. He goes, take one, you'll be good. Takes the edge off. So I was at my parents', and my sister's family shows up, and I go to get a glass of wine. My mom, does not buy wine correctly. She's like Manischewitz or something. So I look, I'm like, all right, there's no wine. I'm like, I'm gonna take a tiny little edible, take the edge off, long day with you shouldn't even notice. It was like a microdose. I bit it, I didn't look, I just bit it, went back out 20 minutes later, I was like, something is wrong. I went in, looked at it, and there were 9 doses in the one chocolate. Each one.
They're little like this big.
Yeah,
little squares.
each one was 25, and I ate 6 of them.
And you're like, I mean, no one when they get that high is like, but you are Like
No,
I've been
I get
around you when you're
affected.
very high.
Yeah.
Like you notice it right away because you're not a high guy.
And I'm not. Weed affects me more than any other drug I've ever done in my life. So I knew something was wrong. I actually was pacing in the other room, called Silvana. I'm like, I fucked up. I'm dead. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm freaking out. And then it got so bad. So I walked out. We were getting ready to sit down at dinner. I just said to my mom.
This is on Thanksgiving Day.
Yes.
Wow.
Food's about to be served. And I walked out to my mom. I must have been white as a ghost. I was like, I don't feel good. I can't eat. She's like, what? I walk into the bedroom, just lay down in the room. I'm losing it. This is like 20 or 30 minutes in.
And that's actually the worst feeling in the world because you can't
you
stop
want it to go away,
Yeah,
and
you
it's
can't
just
stop
getting
it.
more intense.
Can't stop
It's
it.
just
And
growing.
my parents are in the other room. They're not gonna just leave me alone. Like I'm saying, I feel really sick. So my mom walks in, and I had to tell her. I had to be like, and they don't know anything about drugs. For them, weed could have been like meth. Like it could have been. I'm like, I took too much weed. I don't know enough about it. This story gets far more interesting. I pass out cold. Like I'm holding a water bottle like this. It just drops. My mom's like, your water bottle drops. Like, yeah, I know. Bang, head on the table. I wake up in the hospital.
What? You went to the hospital?
5 hours later.
Oh no, Dave!
no.
You didn't tell this part.
My parents. I was out cold. They called 911.
The ambulance came to your house on Thanksgiving Day?
Yes.
Because you ate. Oh
Yes.
no, Dave!
No. I have another one of those pictures of me just doing a thumbs up.
Just with the bracelet.
I woke up. I didn't know where I was. I was like, where the fuck am I?
Wait, so you passed out at the table?
In my parents' house.
You were sitting at the table.
No,
in this room. In the room.
Okay, all right.
And I just like Silvana was on speakerphone. My mom was in there. She's like, you don't have to do anything. It's just too high. But obviously, if I pass out cold with my parents, they're gonna
right.
Like
That's
they don't know
instant.
what the fuck's going on. But
You're dead.
I don't remember any of it. None.
So they took you to the hospital.
Oh my God.
How embarrassed were you when you woke up?
I
You
didn't
were
know
still
where-
probably high.
I was high the entire next day still. Like I didn't.
Stu almost killed you.
I didn't remember anything. When I woke up, I was sort of like floating above my body. I could see my mom like talking to me. I'm like, I'm up here. I was out of it.
Wait, so did you spend the night at the hospital?
No. When I woke up, I was like, all right. I was still super high, but I was like, okay, yeah, I can leave.
What'd they do? Were they just drink
They give you IVs
and
then
a bag of Cheetos?
No, they just give you IVs and they tested, like I saw the report, they test for every drug in the world. It was just weed.
Oh my God.
I mean, I knew it. I like was so high, I was like, I actually thought if I fell asleep, it's like I could, it was.
Imagine if
stupid.
Dave was the first person to ever overdose from weed.
Nobody in the history of life has ever overdosed for weed. You could do something, I guess, like run out, but I was passed out. Cold.
Like, imagine if they gave him Narcan.
Oh my God.
It's like when you overdose on like pills and shit, like heroin.
I researched it after, like how much I took, and it's
a lot.
It's
for
a lot.
anybody.
It's a lot.
Don't let any weed hardos tell you.
No, it's a lot.
That's
It's
People
a
are
lot.
saying like 20 is a lot, like 25.
Oh yeah, when I
The 150
maybe
is
take
a
like
shit
5
ton.
to 10
Yeah, right.
for like a nice
So
little
do,
buzz.
Do 150 at once.
Oh, 150 is a
I
lot.
knew. I sat down in my head. I'm like, what is? I'm like, something's wrong. I went and read it. It was very clearly marked, by the way. I just went.
So you ruined Thanksgiving?
Oh, big time. Big time. I felt terrible. It's like usually I'm making fun of my parents. I ruined Thanksgiving, big time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dave ruined Thanksgiving on Power Punch or whatever those weed
I know the
gummies
Power
are.
Bar. Yeah, it's a little square. Like I know what you're talking about. I know
That's
the specific
incredible.
one.
Yeah. No, I was.
They're strong too. I've
Oh
had
my
them before.
God.
They're strong.
Try it. Don't.
6
try
of
it.
them is a lot. That's a lot.
So that was my Thanksgiving.
Wow. And you were high. Like you woke up high the next day.
Well, I was high all the way till Saturday. It was
my
Thursday. Yeah.
God.
Saturday I woke up. I'm like, I feel okay now. If you notice, by the way, for people who haven't tweeted about the strength I showed to get any tweets out for Black Friday.
I was actually when you I knew something was
setting
up
alarms. I
because
couldn't even.
the whole company was tweeting about Black Friday at like 10 o'clock, and then you had a tweet that was like Black Friday starts in 30 minutes, and everyone was like, dude. It's already started.
It started early,
like
yeah.
we started at 10 p.m. like we usually do.
Yeah, no.
You didn't notice that because I saw your tweet and I was like, "What's up
I
with
wasn't
Dave?"
tweeting the whole day.
I think I just saw you. It had been going on already, and you were like 1 hour or like 15
It
minutes.
was like everyone replied, "You're like, Dave, your whole company is fucking tweeting about it."
No, I was just like struggling to get anything out. Erica, she's like, we're ready to go at around like 6 or something. I was on a different planet. It was quite an experience.
Unreal. What's up, Mincy?
I got one thing.
Yeah.
So, Ole Miss went into Starkville, beat the crap out of Mississippi State in the Egg Bowl. I got a lot of eggs to throw.
Yeah.
And Brandon Walker got 10 of them. Last play of the game, an untimed down, a 7-egg sweat for Brandon gets stopped at the 2-yard line. My question is, with so many eggs to throw, 9 and 1 to hold on, I've decided to ask for a little help with this project.
Usually I would jump. I know where you're going at. I have such a bad arm that I don't want to waste an egg on my arm.
Well, my thought with you, Dave, is I think you should be the one to hold on to it for a year.
I like that.
I think you should. Nice. I think you work with Brandon on a lot of shows.
Is that a legal move?
Why wouldn't it be?
I think it's a legal move. So I'm gifting.
So that means I can just smash it on him
all year,
anytime.
Anytime. You get to hold it over him all year.
Gladly take that.
Okay,
that's great.
Okay,
Thank
Dave,
you.
and then I'm
Thank you,
also
Mitzi.
going to enlist some of my brethren. So
I'll throw one.
I feel like there's so many people that have beefs with Brandon Walker. The line's going to be out the door.
It will
But
be.
we're going to select a few to help throw these eggs at him.
I
on the
like
college
that.
football show.
I love
but
it.
Dave,
That's a very generous gift.
That's great.
Thank you.
hey, we run the silk.
Thank you.
I like that.
There we
Thank
go.
you. All right.
Love it, Mincy.
That's
That's
the
great. You
Cyber
can get
Monday.
him. You can get him at a really good time too, like just randomly
Yes.
when he's doing
get your
something
We Run the
important.
Sip Egg Bowl shirts, 20% off.
Oh, there you go.
I like those too. Cyber Monday. Buy stuff. Thank you.
That's crazy that you went to the hospital.
Oh my God.
Crazy.